You are listening to Grim and Stone, the Mountain Perspective. This podcast may contain objectionable language.
Welcome to Grim and Stone, the Mountain Perspective. This is our take on what's happening in the world. How you doing, Stoney?
I'm doing pretty good. It's a nice day out.
Yeah, it is. I actually wandered out to the mailbox. First time I've been out this week. I've been sick as hell. Goddamn plague or some shit messing with me. Anyway, what you been up to?
Not a lot. Just watching my stocks and starting a little spring cleanup outside.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll be over this crap soon. Get rid of the crud. And then I'll be able to get busy myself outside. Alrighty. Let's see here. Let's get into this. Alright, this one out. I took this one from the BBC because I like BBC News because it tends not to be so tainted politically or anything one way or the other. The headline of this is North Korea ramps up nuclear rhetoric as UN vote looms.
What are they up to now?
Let's see here. How do they put this? The North Korea Foreign Ministry said, as long as the United States is willing to spark nuclear war, our forces will exercise their right to a preemptive nuclear strike. Now, I didn't know that we were pushing anything on them, but apparently they don't like the sanctions that are being dumped on them.
Yeah, a whole new round of those came in.
So with those sanctions, it sounds like, it looks like they're declaring war.
Kind of sounds that way. Preemptive strike,
Yeah, and nuclear strike.
That could pretty much happen anytime for any reason.
Yeah, they're not happy with whatever. Apparently they're going to exercise their rights and strike us with a nuclear bomb. Really hope that shit don't happen.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Well, are they going to bomb the U.S. or are they going to bomb the communist capital of California?
No, let's see here. It said something in here about basically going after D.C. Which, in the grand scheme of things, probably wouldn't be so terrible. But yeah, I don't think they're going to go after South Korea. That's not the way this thing reads. So, but I read something earlier when I was going over it this morning where it basically sounds like they would drop a nuke on D.C.
Huh.
Yeah, that could be bad. That could be bad indeed.
Yeah, that's not good news.
No, not at all. In more good news, just so people know, you and I have discussed this earlier, before we ever started this show, how we were not going to talk politics because we tend to get each other hypered up into a frenzy and one of us storms off and it's usually bad. So I'm going to try to keep this one as political neutral as possible. Okay?
All right, give it a shot.
All right. You know who Rand Paul is?
Yep, Ron Paul's son.
Yep. Okay, we kind of like Rand Paul, for the most part.
For the most part.
For the most part. Okay, so far so good. Well, he had a filibuster, almost 13 hours. It was 12 hours and 52 minutes of filibuster.
Holy cow.
Yeah, he wasn't fooling around. And he was filibustering the CIA nominee over drone concerns. Because, remember there was a couple weeks ago or whatever, they had talked about authorizing drone attacks on Americans on foreign soil. And I kind of lost my mind a little bit going, this is not good. You can't target Americans like that. Americans cannot target Americans. Not with drones. It's just because I think I said something along the lines of, what's going to keep them from doing it here? Because the way the whole thing read, it didn't eliminate the possibility of attacking Americans on American soil.
Okay.
So, here's a quote from Holder. It is possible, I suppose, to imagine an extraordinary circumstance in which it would be necessary and appropriate under the Constitution and applicable laws of the United States for the president to authorize the military to use lethal force within the territory of the United States. That is a quote from Holder, our awesome Attorney General.
Yeah?
Yeah. That one doesn't ring too good. I don't like that at all. Yeah, it was just that whole, we got North Korea saber rattling, and then for those who are not willing to fall in line here in America, it's a possibility you could find a drone hovering over your house. That's pleasant. I don't want to get into conspiracy theories or, so-and-so is out to get us. I don't want to do any of that. But when shit like that is said, it makes it kind of hard to just, ignore it.
Well.
Again, like I said, that's a quote from Holder. So, yeah. Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay.
I'm not inclined to respond to that one.
Okay.
Who knows who might listen to our show?
Well, I don't think we're in any danger of anybody really listening. But here, let's go to foreign news. More foreign news. California.
All right.
Here, this is something I think you'll be able to sink your teeth into. An intern at this big cat sanctuary in Dunlap, California, was killed after being attacked by a lion. This woman had been with this place. She's an intern. It's purely voluntary basis, and she was training so that she could move to a bigger zoo.
Mm-hmm.
And from the video that came with it said something about the boyfriend was with her. Now, she'd only been at this place for 2 months. Now, protocol when dealing with big cats at this place is there will be 2 to 3 people when entering the cage of a big cat. And they do feed the cats in different cages, not their standard living cage.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, apparently she went, I'm guessing she was there, it says, her boyfriend was there. So what I'm guessing is, and what others are guessing at this point, is that she was possibly showing off to her boyfriend, and she got mauled. She got pretty much nommed on by this 4-year-old male African lion named Couscous.
Sounds like revenge.
Yeah, well, ABC News went ahead and got a hold of Jack Hanna.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he works at the Columbus Zoo, which is kind of cool because, I grew up in that area. He said protocol was broken. She broke protocol.
Okay.
Now, the underlying thing with the whole interview with Jack Hanna and the reporter from ABC, now this was not said by Jack Hanna, but this is what my takeaway was. She kind of had it coming. When you do something stupid like that, it's unfortunate that a young woman died, but, when someone pulls a stupid move like that, shit happens. And unfortunately, the lion was killed too. So they're going to do a necropsy on the lion. I love it. They're going to do a necropsy on the lion to see why he did it. And I'm thinking, well, why don't you just sit him down with a fucking counselor and ask him?
Yeah.
Jesus. He did it because she was alone and she broke protocol. And they talked to her father about it. And he said that this was always a concern of his because she really had no fear of the big cats. And I'm thinking, okay, you should have a healthy fear of the big cats, wrapped up with a big fat bow of respect, and that will prevent you from doing something stupid like entering a cage by yourself. Because normally you have, the way they explain it, they have 2 to 3 people who go in, and it's one of the owners of the place who has been doing this for, I believe, 30 some years or whatever. So, they have experience, and she only had 2 months experience. She had no business being anywhere near the big cats. Yeah, that one's a shame, but again, you can't fix stupid.
No. That's too bad, but still.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, but they ended up having to shoot the 4-year-old lion because he wasn't giving up the body. They were trying to get her out of there, and he's like, no, this is mine. And they ended up having to put him down. So that the whole it's just, you know, a giant shitstorm from one end to the other.
Yeah, that's too bad about the cat.
Yeah, I know. I find it hard to have any sympathy for the girl. You know, I mean, I feel bad for her family, but that's like it. And the boyfriend who had to watch it, unless he's the one who provoked the bullshit by saying, "Hey, go in there and play with the cat."
Yep.
They're not friggin' house cats. And a 4-year-old lion is that's a big goddamn lion.
Yeah, it is.
So let's see, what else do I got here? I got one more for you.
Alrighty.
Okay, now this one, the headline reads, this is on our sports. Fan struggles to streak on ice at Calgary Flames game. Okay, now, you're thinking, okay, and like the opening line of this is, the naked fan, it's a picture here, let's see, the naked fan running out on fields is one of the oldest bits in sports. One hockey fan put a new spin on things when he scaled the glass and scurried across the ice at Wednesday's Calgary Flames game against the San Jose Sharks. Okay, first off, he wasn't naked. He was wearing boxers, like boxer boots. Okay, not that I wanted to see a naked dude, but he wasn't technically streaking.
Yeah.
And then he's barefoot on the ice, and he's doing this little penguin waddle, trying not to fall down. And then here comes security on skates, zoom, and just grabbed him and hustled his ass right off the...
That's not even worthwhile, man. You're going to get arrested for that, and you didn't even streak.
No, he didn't even streak. But they're calling him a streaker. And it's like, he wasn't streaking. He still had his boxers on.
Oh, well.
I miss the days of Morgana, I believe her name was. That big boob blonde who would run out of the ball field, gets the play.
Yeah.
I mean, she became a thing there for a while, where I don't even think they arrested her after she had done it a couple times, because the crowd loved her. And the players seemed to like her. They gave her a kiss, and then here comes security, and they escort her off. And then, yeah, this guy, it was funny. The video that goes with it was just hilarious, because he's, like I said, he's doing this little penguin waddle, and security just comes out and just scoops him right up and hustles his ass right off. It was over just that fast.
What a waste.
Yes. Today I've been able to, let's see, stupid political stuff, stupid people in California, and stupid Canadians. So I think I've had a theme there today.
On a roll.
It wasn't my plan but it just seemed to work out that way. You got anything?
Oh, I got a couple little ones down in Florida.
Oh boy.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Several beaches in Florida are closed.
What? Real quick. You just reminded me. Thank you. Yeah, today is Mom's birthday, so happy birthday, Mom. Love you.
Happy birthday, Mom. Mike loves you. Grim. Sorry.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
We should have woken up more before we started.
I checked eggs in the mail today, so. All right.
Anyway, they're closing a lot of beaches to swimmers down in Florida right now. An estimated 15,000 sharks have been spotted along the shoreline. They're migrating north back to their home after their annual voyage south for the winter. Most of the sharks so far appear to be spinners.
The hell's a spinner?
It's one of the ones that jump out of the water and spin around in the air as they're looking for their food.
Oh, great. Flying sharks.
Yes. We're so screwed. Yeah, an estimated 15,000 during normal migration, which is January, February, but it's been the sharks held back because it was had warmer water temperatures this year, so they were taking their time. But they're moving north, and so they've closed a lot of beaches off to swimmers, most especially in Palm Beach County, which is one of the most likely areas for shark attack. But what I think is interesting is they say in this article, during the annual migration, any person in the water is within 60 feet during the annual migration a shark is only an average of 60 feet away from swimmers. Well, when there's 15,000 of them, no, no thank you.
Let's see. For me, for them to be 60 feet away from me, if I was there, there'd be a good 30 feet between me and the shore.
Yeah.
And then that means they're 30 feet off in the water. So, no. I don't play with sharks, man, at all. I was in was it South Carolina with my family one time, and I saw a fin out in the water, and it could have been a dolphin. I don't know. I don't care. There was a fin, and I grabbed my daughter and hustled my ass to the friggin' shoreline and ran about 15 or so feet up into the sand, and I'm like, hey, there's a fin. Y'all may want to consider that.
Yeah. Can you imagine that, though? 15,000.
No, because the pile of poo underneath me after seeing that would be insane. I have an irrational fear of sharks.
If I saw numbers like that, I think I would too. But oh well, it's in Florida, so I'm safe.
Ugh, yeah.
I hope.
Yeah, we're landlocked here in Montana. I think we're okay.
Yep. And then jump from that just north. Let's go to Georgia.
Hey, we've both been there.
Now we've talked before about the town in Georgia that requires head of households to own a gun, and how their crime rate is almost nil, and blah blah blah. Well, Nelson, Georgia, 1,300 people, so about the size we have here.
Right.
They have one police officer.
Okay.
And he does nighttime duty, and when he's off during the daytime, the locals call the sheriff's office.
Okay.
Now, this is pretty standard in small towns.
Right.
The sheriff contracts services to the cities that are too small to maintain a full police officer or full police force. Anyway, city council has enacted, or they have proposed, a similar gun ownership ordinance to Kennesaw. Kennesaw is the town we've talked about, and they've had this ordinance in place since 1982.
Okay.
All head of households are required to keep a firearm. And the fellow that's behind this, the city councilman that's behind this, oddly enough, his name is Chronic. But his quote is, "This is just a way to keep our crime rate low." And they vote on it on April 1st. The city council votes on it April 1st. So far, no backlash from the residents of Nelson.
Well, because they probably all have guns anyway.
Probably, yeah. And that's kind of how they're viewing it. The quote here says it would be like putting a big security sign in your front yard. And that's kind of the long and short of passing this ordinance, is just to make it public that it doesn't matter what house you pick here, they're armed.
Yeah, and leave our town alone because we're not criminal friendly.
Right, and like you said, they're probably armed anyway, so this is just kind of a way of posting that sign out there. But as we've talked before, Kennesaw, they've had this in place since 1982 and have done fabulous with it.
Well, good.
So, good for Nelson, Georgia.
All right. Congrats to them.
April 1st. I hope they pass it.
Well, you're going to have to let me know if that passes or not.
Yeah, I'll have to follow that one. And then one last story. A team from France has found a transparent crystal on a Viking shipwreck, and they believe that this transparent crystal may be a legendary sunstone. Now, sunstone was in stories. It's never been proven or anything, as a way that the Vikings navigated open seas, way back in the day.
Right.
When they came to the coast of the Americas, 600 years ago or more?
Or more, yeah.
Now, the way the sunstone supposedly works, it's a big crystal. It says about the size of a pack of cigarettes. And what they would do is they would hold this crystal up and turn it. And when they found the point where the two beams, the incoming beam and the outgoing beam, converged, that would give them the direction of the sun, even on cloudy days and when the sun has set. So.
Okay, wait. So they could find it with no sun?
Mm-hmm. Which is why this sunstone is legendary.
Okay, yeah. All right.
And if they can prove this, then they may have found the key to the navigation that allowed the Vikings to cross the North Atlantic all the way to the coast of the Americas.
Way prior to Columbus.
Oh, yeah, we're talking, well, he came over in 1492 and screwed everything up, so we're talking around the 1,000-year mark.
Yeah, thereabouts.
But, yep, pretty exciting. They're going to test it and see if they can prove its value as a navigational tool.
Nice. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Bring a little mythology to reality.
Yep. That's amazing, though. They use these long boats and sail across the open ocean all the way, Greenland, Iceland, North America. But
yeah, I just saw something not too long ago where they were. It was the Europeans. Now this was back during the Ice Age. Were actually crossing to the Americas. Even back then, but they were using the giant ice bridge.
Yeah.
So,
well,
and that's where what was it? I can't think of the actual name of the tribe. I think it's the Chippewas, I believe, but I can't remember the real name of the tribe. But when they were tested for DNA, that they had like 40% European, and this was of the purebloods.
Right.
So,
well, my friend Ed McGaw,
right.
He's a pureblood Sioux, but he's held the theory for years and years and years that there are just as many Native American peoples with ancestry from the Vikings and Northern Europe as there are Native Americans with ancestry from Mongolia from the old Bering Strait ice bridge. So interesting, though. If they prove it works, then we've got a good idea how they managed to get across the open ocean.
Good deal. Hey, let's do weather real quick. Let's go to Denver, Colorado, where our buddy Randy lives.
Okay.
34 degrees, wind is 4 miles an hour, west by southwest, humidity is 66%. That's not too god-awful. And dew point's 24. Now, granted, 66% here in Montana people just turn on the air conditioners.
Yeah, pretty much.
But,
good temperature, though.
That's a good temperature, 34 degrees. So, all righty.
That's all I got.
All right, that's about all I got. And again, happy birthday, Mom. That calls it for the day. So we will talk to you soon. Everybody have a good weekend, and we'll see you Monday.
All right. Keep your powder dry.